Welcome back to the channel. I'm Tony.
I'm Kendall.
Why Thailand? Why? I love you, Thailand. Why do you have to do this to me? I'm from Florida originally. I can handle snakes and lizards and all that stuff. But why? Last night, it was dark, obviously, last night. And in between the two container homes, we got that little area with the fake grass. So I take a step out. Now, when I take a step out at night, usually I'm barefoot, okay? So just keep that in mind. This is what's freaking me out. The dogs were sniffing something, and I shine the light. Now, this is the third one of this type of creature we've seen. And why they all have to be right here at the house is beyond me. Anyway, this is what we found. Okay, so this, I'm not getting any closer than this. That is about a 5-inch long scorpion. Right there. It looks small because I am a long way away from it. Good grief. Now I got to figure out how to get rid of this thing. The dogs are right there, wanting to get out here to it. Man. Now don't worry, I didn't kill it. What I did is I got a broom and one of those, what is it called?
Dustpan
things.
Dustpans.
Yeah. And I swept it up in the dustpan and walked it across the street and let him go. Actually, after the initial shock of seeing one that was like 5 inches long, it's like that. I noticed that it doesn't move fast. And even though it looked like a little land lobster with its little claws and the tail wanting to attack, didn't move a whole lot. Just swept him up there. He didn't really move. He's probably like, oh, please don't kill me. Brought him over there, let him go, and he just went on his merry way.
It's a scorpion relocation program.
Yeah. So I read about these things. They're called the giant black scorpion. And again, the smaller they are, the more
venom, I guess, they have.
Yeah,
or
the more the sting does something to you. And the bigger they are, the less effective it. But the cool thing is that if you get a UV light, apparently these are the kind that will glow blue. So, we got to get a UV light.
It'd be kind of nice. So if you're in the yard, you can see.
Yeah, we'll shine it around. If anything's glowing, I'll just know it's a scorpion. So now that we're deep into the month of June, it is now the rainy season. And it's rainy. Today is, cloudy?
It's very overcast, yeah.
And what's the forecast for the rest of the week?
I think it's overcast and rain and thunderstorms.
And when it rains, it's no joke here. I enjoy the rain. Just depends, I guess, on where I'm at, what I'm doing, or what I want to do. But when it rains, it's like somebody taking a big bucket, flipping it upside down, and just letting it go. Because it floods quick, meaning the streets and everything.
But I do like that it's cooler now. It had been so hot when we got here in April and all of May, first part of June. So now it's actually more bearable outside.
You started drying our clothes instead of going to the laundromat all the time. You're drying them in our little hallway. Tell them what's the problem with that now.
Oh yeah, yesterday I did 2 loads, and with it being rainy and humid now, it's not drying. The clothes aren't drying. So I had them all over the inside. I had fans blowing on them, trying to get them to dry.
So all over our house is just clothes blowing with the fans. It's like, it looks like a mess. Now, a few days ago, we were invited by our neighbors, which are also our landlords, to go with them to a market, which is really nice. Now, there we're driving, so we get out of the house and we went out to the road to meet them. And I noticed across the street one of the cows was
got tangled up.
It was tangled up with its rope, because instead of having a fence to contain the cows, they just drive a stake in the ground with a rope, and the cow, does this little radius all day long. Well, this time it got wrapped up into a stump. So I had to go out there and try to unravel it. Well, sounds easy enough, but then I noticed as I got closer to it, this thing has horns. So I'm wondering, is this like...
Is it going to charge you?
Yeah, is this like any other kind of bull? But obviously it's a female with horns. So anyway, got that untangled. And then we got to go to a really nice market. We got there, didn't know what to expect. And that was the most people we've seen in a while in this COVID area in one place. It was nice to see other people milling about. So tell them about some of the food that you had there.
Let's see, I had little coconut pancakes. They were really teeny. She cooked them on like a little grill. Delicious.
You call it a coconut pancake. Well, it kind of looked like a hash brown.
Kind of, yeah, I guess because it was smaller.
Yeah,
but I mean, she, flattened them down and cooked them. So they called them coconut pancakes. But they were really a dessert treat. They were really good.
And then what else? You found all kinds of stuff.
What else was it? Pork dumplings.
Yep, the pork dumplings.
Oh my goodness. Those were delicious.
Yeah, the guy was cooking it in this round
big
thing.
wooden thing that had a lid on it.
Yeah.
Like steamed them or something.
Yep, and those were absolutely delicious. They had this sauce that you put them in. It almost looked like pancake syrup. I guess we're on a pancake theme here.
I guess.
But it was like a syrup. But anyway, you rubbed it in that. It was
oh my goodness.
absolutely fantastic. And then for drinks, we found the one lady that had those. It's like a little orange.
Almost tasted more like a tangerine, but I don't know what it was.
I'm sure it's called
but they were,
something else.
They were chopping them up fresh, squeezing them, and making the juice.
And
oh my goodness!
She added that little bit of sugar, liquid sugar in there. Oh, so good.
Yeah, that was his favorite. And
But
I went to this place that had a bunch of these little jars that had lids on them, and one of them, they were really cool little things. So one of them had coconut water. I love coconut water, so I got the coconut water, and he got it out and put it into the cup, and it was so good. And I think it was only 10 or 20 baht,
which is less than $1.
Less than $1. So everything was
everything was
inexpensive but delicious.
Really good. And then you found a bag there.
I found a bag. I found some soy candles.
Oh yeah, those candles. When it says soy candle, it is. Why do they call it soy candle?
Because they burn longer the way they're made. They're made out of soy instead of whatever.
Oh, so they are made out of soy.
Yeah.
I was
so
wondering about that.
Longer cleaning, burning, I guess.
They smelled pretty good. And I noticed they were all white. Normally, they're different colors depending on what they call it, but I guess that doesn't really make any difference. Yeah, so yeah, they were really nice too. So we had a good time walking around there, and
it was really pretty too.
It was. This is kind of what it looked like. They even had a pizza there. It wasn't a traditional type pizza, but they were cooking it over this little tiny grill thing, and I noticed they put ketchup on it. And I want to say somebody told me they put mayonnaise on it, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a traditional pizza, but it did look pretty good, and they kind of wrapped one side over, and then it started looking like a quesadilla that was wrapped over, but whatever, it all looked really good. So I ended up at a new office called the Provincial Land Transport Office, big word there. And the reason I had to go there is, you remember in our last episode I told you that my license plate on the back of my motorcycle fell off along with the tax sticker tag. It just gone. So I had to go by there and apply for a new one, it took about an hour. Big fiasco, but...
How much was it to apply for the new one?
It's like 100 baht, 125 baht.
Which was like $4 US or something.
Yeah, it was really cheap. So now I can drive the motorcycle, motorbike, however you want to call it, because they did give me a new tax sticker, but for the tag, don't have one, but if I get pulled over, I've got the paperwork saying in 30 days.
A new plate will be here.
Right, so I can go and pick that up. So I think we're good there. Now, I was able to drive a little bit. Funny story. So I'm starting to drive around town now that I felt, hey, I'm legal. Let's go ride around and
Got his license.
Yeah, check out how things are going. But I know I really don't feel like getting pulled over, so I hope I don't run across any police officers. I just pull out on this main road and I'm thinking, no cops, that's nice. Then as I pass some cars, I noticed on the left there's a motorcycle cop dressed in, I think, brown or khaki. And I'm like, oh, great. So I pull in behind him to go, not to pass him where he could see that I have no tag. So I go slower. He starts going slower to the point where I had no choice to pass him. But luckily, he was slowing down because there was a car on the side of the road, and he diverted his attention there. I got past it. I'm just my luck. So anyway, we're back to riding motorcycles again. Now, when I originally got this motorcycle, one of the selling points that I saw on videos about this PCX 160 motorcycle is that your helmet could fit underneath the seat. Mm-hmm. I'm like, that's cool. When I go somewhere, I'll take my helmet off, put it under the seat. But our heads must be, we already know they're big compared to people around Thailand. They have smaller heads than we do. Apparently our heads are giant gourds here. So I go to put my helmet underneath the seat, won't even come close. Kendall's won't even come close. She's got a big old
I like to say it's because we bought ones that have more protection in it. Plus I had to buy it for the ponytail, right. Ponytails take up more.
Okay, we don't have big heads, we just have big helmets. So, whatever. So I had to go out and buy a case, I'm sure there's a proper name for it, that goes on the back of your motorbike where you normally put stuff in. But I had to find one there was two. One of them looked big and it wouldn't hold my helmet. But finally, the second one, it did. So now I had to buy that case to put on the back of it to fit my helmet on. But I guess if we're riding somewhere together, we'll put one helmet in the back and that thing, lock it up, and then carry your helmet. So one thing we were told here in Thailand is don't drink the tap water. Right. So we don't.
Right.
We've been buying water.
You can bathe in it. You can brush your teeth with it. It's safe for those kind of things. But we were told don't actually drink it.
We don't know what's wrong with it. Yeah. We assume nothing, but we're still not going to drink it because we were told not to.
Yeah.
So we're trying to save as much money as we can, and we noticed that with as much water as she drinks.
Yeah, I drink a lot of water. I love water.
She should have been born a fish. But she drinks a lot of water, so we go through a lot of water, and we kept buying it at 7-Eleven when we ran out, or go back to the grocery store once a week and try to stockpile it.
Right.
But she found a cheaper way.
Yeah, because I saw on the side of the roads there was always these water machines.
Yeah.
And it had a door on it, and people were taking their big water jugs and filling them up. I'm like, well, that must be a lot more economical. Plus, you're saving having to buy all this plastic water containers.
Yep.
So what we did was we have 4 of the bigger plastic water containers now. We go into our village and fill them up all at a time. So to fill up these 4 big ones, it's about 10 baht, which is the equivalent to maybe 30 cents in the U.S.
Yeah, it's not much
so,
at all.
And you're reusing your water bottles, and
So
you have safe
waste.
drinking water.
Now, I did have to take our car in to get an oil change, and we've got an issue where a guy was pumping gas into our car, and he was saying something in Thai that I didn't understand.
Because here in Thailand, they pump your gas for you. You don't do it yourself.
Right. So I go out the car and look, and sure enough, it's leaking gas. But what I did find out, it only leaks gas when you're either putting it in or if you're parked on a steep incline. So after going underneath the car and seeing where it was leaking at, I could see it was the tube where you fill your gas tank in and it goes down and then it goes into the big reservoir. It's just on the way down, the little slide tube down.
And it's just a little bit of leaking. It's not like it's gushing out.
No. So when we got the oil change, I had them look at it, but unfortunately they can't fix it. So that means now I've got to find a place to work on this gas line.
Yeah.
It's not that big of a deal because it only leaks, like I said, when you're putting in gas. But nobody wants leaky gas cars. I know I don't. Now let me tell you about our epic fail yesterday. So we found this place.
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous, about 45 minutes away from us.
Up in the mountains.
Up in the mountains. And it's this place where you can spend the night and on this mountainside.
All different kinds of, they have like these igloo tent looking things you can stay in. Or
square homes.
like 10 different choices of types of places
Kind of
you
looks
stay
like
on.
little small houses all over the place.
And they're terraced on the side of the mountain.
So we get there. It's overcast. You know, this is rainy season. It looks pretty eerie, but not too bad.
A
So
little foggy.
we sat at that initial restaurant that we found. It was the only one that was open, but that was a spoiler alert. So we go into there, and they don't have any food, but they did have coffee. So we were able to, we looked on there, and they had all these teas, but the one thing they didn't have is what we wanted, which was Thai tea. And remember I said to him, Thai tea? And he's like, Thai tea, Thai tea, Thai tea.
Then he asked somebody.
Yeah, I'm thinking, okay, I know it's called Thai tea. We're in Thailand, and you said the word tea already, so I know what that means. But anyway, apparently there's another name for it called
Milk tea, I
milk
guess.
tea.
It came out, it was right.
Yeah,
So
he pointed to milk tea, and we're like, whatever.
Yeah.
And he brought it out, so we had that. So we're enjoying the view. We thought, let's go down the road before we fly the drone and show how beautiful it is on the other side, because we weren't on the pretty side.
No, and we were sitting there, it kept getting foggier, and then
And
it started to
foggier.
rain.
Well, yeah.
So we got a little nervous.
So we got all the way down the road before it started raining. We were walking. Everything was fine. We were looking for a restaurant to eat in. So we ended up, as we were walking, and nothing was open, it started to rain. And I don't mean a little bit. It looked like this. And not only did it just keep raining, for some reason, everywhere we sat around there, had flies.
Oh yeah,
Just
all
flies.
over, faces, body,
Yeah,
everything.
They had sheets of fly paper at that place where we got the coffee, like everywhere, and there were flies all over it. We don't have a fly problem here.
Not bad.
I don't know
nothing
why
like
there's
that.
such a fly problem in the mountains, but good grief, they were everywhere.
They were.
Are you having a good time? Isn't this awesome? I tell you what, while you wait here, I'll go get the car that's like way over there. How does that sound? Yay! And you can wait right here. Great. This is gonna be fun. I mean, great. Oh, yeah. Look at that raging water right there at my feet. All right. This umbrella is about the tiniest thing ever. I'm right in the middle of the road. You can't walk on either side because of all the water. And, yep, here comes cars. Crap. They're probably like, look at that born idiot out here with a cell phone in the rain at the big Nimrod. Oh, oh well. Wouldn't be the first time I've been called a Nimrod, nor will it be the last. All right, so anyway, it was dry just a little while ago. I was like, oh, maybe we'll get some footage of stuff around here and show how beautiful it is. And then this happened. Yay. Well, look at that. You have to walk in the middle of the road. I gotta turn around and see if the car's coming. Nope. Keep going. What really stinks is we've got our little tiny car, and we're gonna have to get down the mountains in this stuff, because coming here it was straight up. I didn't even know if oh, please don't turn this way. No. No. Yes, you are. Great. Yes, I'm in the middle of the road. And you get off to the side in the raging water. Yep, I'm an idiot, I know. All right, I see the car. He's got the right idea. All right, it let up just a little bit. Now it's not such a torrential downpour. This thing, this umbrella needs to be thrown away. Kendall's had this forever, and she refuses to let go of it even though it's got one broken side. I thought men were bad about hanging on to things that we should throw away. No, Kendall's got her umbrella. She loves it. Why, I don't know. It's not even big enough to cover you. But I could have brought my umbrella instead of complaining. At least she was smart enough to bring hers. Mine's, I didn't even bring it. It's not even in the car. So, well, when it was dry, that's where we were eating, right there. It's a little bit nicer then, but hey, I made it to the car. Now I'll go get Kendall. There she is.
Then we had to drive back, and the roads were just getting, all the mud was washing off from the left and the right, and it was
Getting flooded.
And yeah, it was a fun ride home. We were hungry. Our plan was to eat somewhere. Nobody was open, so we ended up stopping at the place that we did a video at a couple of weeks ago, the River Rock
Cafe Hill.
Yep.
It was on our way. It was like 15 minutes from that place at the top of the mountains.
Yep. So we were able to grab a bite there to eat and call it a day. So it's been one of those weeks. Good things happen, bad things happen, scary things happen. So just a typical week, and I'm sure in the future we'll have a bunch of other adventures as we get used to living in Thailand, which we love very much. And please don't forget to subscribe. It really helps us. We're a tiny channel just getting started. So all the likes, all the subscribes that you can do, and the watch time, watching it all the way through.
We appreciate all of you for watching this, and for the ones that have subscribed and liked and commented. We really appreciate it.
We really do appreciate it. So as we always like to close out our videos, we like to say,
Kap kun ka.